Hi, everyone. My name's Ashley Barenfeld, and I am a prevention specialist at ADAC. We are the Alcohol and Drug Abuse Council of Delaware County, and today we're going to be talking about strategies to build positive brain patterns. And before we get into the presentation, just a little background about myself. So what I do is I usually go into schools and I teach about alcohol and drug prevention and life skills. And since COVID, because we're not able to go into schools and educate students because of the COVID and there's virtual learning and non-virtual. So what I've been doing in the past couple months is doing a lot of research on positive psychology and to help the community and teachers and professionals during this difficult time. And one thing I found was how to develop and build positive brain patterns and different strategies to help develop those patterns. And I found 8 strategies that I'll be discussing with you today on how to develop positive brain patterns. And they have been super helpful for me in channeling my emotions and staying positive during this hard time. So I'm hoping this information will be just as helpful for you as well. So before we begin about talking about the 8 different strategies, I want to first talk about, what are positive brain patterns and how do you build positive brain patterns? So the most simple way I can break it down is you can use your mind to change your brain and increase your happiness levels. And I found this wonderful quote from Abraham Lincoln, and he says, people are just as happy as they can make up their minds to be. And even though it sounds really simple, I know it's extremely difficult. So the way we build positive brain patterns is by approaching life challenges with a positive outlook. So it doesn't necessarily mean avoiding or ignoring the bad things. Instead, it involves making the most of potential bad situations and trying to see the best in the situations and in people, in yourself and your abilities in a positive light. So COVID is a great example right now. We're all struggling and it's a huge life challenge. We're all going through it and we need to try and change our brain patterns to view it in a positive outlook. So when we're feeling these challenges in our life right now, so COVID has been producing and everyone's probably been feeling all these negative feelings, whether that's feeling sad or depressed or upset, anxious. We need to figure out what are we going to do and handle these negative feelings in a healthy way. So I want you to take a second and think about when you're feeling those negative feelings, overwhelmed, anxious, mad, upset. Are you making a positive or negative decision to handle those negative feelings? So I'm going to give you a minute and think about, okay, what am I doing personally to handle what I'm feeling during COVID? Are they negative decisions or positive decisions? Once you've thought about the decisions you've been making lately and over the time of COVID, if those decisions are negative, how and what can you do to navigate those negative feelings and rewire your brain for success? So I personally was not handling my negative feelings in healthy ways. I was making that negative decision. And what I was doing when I was feeling anxious and upset and overwhelmed and stressed, I would have that extra glass of wine at night. I decided I don't want to feel this. I'm feeling all these negative feelings and I just want them to go away. I want them to go away. So I decided I'm just going to keep drinking some wine. And for the time being, it would numb the feelings. I wouldn't feel the feelings, but eventually they would come back. They would always come back. I was not navigating those negative feelings in a healthy way. And once I realized, oh my gosh, I'm making and building negative brain patterns. My brain is literally, it's rewiring for negative brain patterns. Researching all this, I was like, nope, I need to stop doing this and I need to figure out what I can do to navigate those negative feelings in a healthier way so my brain can be successful and healthy. So what I started doing is, instead of grabbing that extra glass of wine, I would either call my parents, I would call my fiance, or I would go for a walk with my dogs. I would start saying, okay, you know what, you don't need that glass of wine. You're better than this. You can do this. But when I started feeling those negative feelings, it was tough, but I had to navigate those. And it's such a challenge, but you can do it. Back to this slide. You can use your mind to change your brain, and that's what I had to do. I had to become more mindful and rewire my brain to become positive, and that's what I did. I stopped drinking glasses of wine every night, and I made healthier choices. So please, if you're making those negative decisions, you're not alone. You're not alone, and it's time to really think about, what can I do to build those positive brain patterns again? So now that we know what positive brain patterns are and how it works, we're going to go over 8 strategies to help you build those positive brain patterns. So the first strategy I would like to talk to you about is the 3 good things. And the 3 good things is an exercise I found on a podcast called Building Resilience During Uncertain Times. And it's a great podcast. I highly recommend it. And the episode is called The 3 Good Things. And what this exercise entails is, for a max of 5 days, you either write or think about 3 good things that happened to you that day. So what I would like you to do is, we're going to practice this right now. I would like you to either think, or you can write down 3 good things that happened to you yesterday. So I'm going to give you about a minute, and I want you to really think about, what are 3 good things that happened to me yesterday? You can either take a second to write them down, or just think about them. Okay, so whatever those 3 things were, continue trying this exercise for the next 5 days and see if this really helps you. I personally have just been doing it every day. I just think about, okay, this was a good thing that happened to me, or reflecting before going to bed. And if you want, you can actually take a picture of this slide so you remember the exercise and remember how it works. All right. So the second strategy for building positive brain patterns is positive affirmations. And what positive affirmations are is they are positive phrases or statements to challenge negative or unhelpful thoughts. So the way they work is, affirmations are positive. So they're always positive, and they're about the person making the affirmation, so you. They're short, they're in the present tense, and they're specific. So when you find yourself getting caught up in negative self-talk, positive affirmations are great ways to change the negative self-talk to positive self-talk. And the way they work is saying, I am beautiful. I am going to have a great day. And I personally use positive affirmations before I go to bed because that's when my brain is still going on and I need to just shut it down, forget about the day, and focus on sleep and relax. So I personally use positive affirmations at night. And what I do is I like to lay down on my back, either on the floor or in my bed, and I'll put my hand on my heart. See if you guys can see. There we go. And hand on my stomach, which you can't see, but that's okay. And I close my eyes, and the positive affirmations I've been using before going to bed is I'll breathe in and I'll say, I am fully supported. And when I breathe out, I say, I am very calm. And I say this to myself about 5 times at least, if not 10 times, because I'm trying to get into the present moment and tell my body and my mind, I am fully supported and I am fully calm. So it's trying to relax your body, and it really helps with building positive brain patterns. These are some more positive affirmations I found that could be really beneficial for you to start your day. A lot of people like to use them getting ready for the day and preparing their mind to be positive and motivated. So some of them can be, you can say to yourself at least 3 times, I will be present in every moment. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave. I am beautiful. Today is a great day. So once again, if you really like these, I encourage you to take a picture of it, or you can write them down quick, but they're here. You can just, if you want to find more, just Google positive affirmations, or you can just create your own like I do at nighttime, or you can, if you have Pinterest, that's a great place too. So the third strategy is savoring. I absolutely love this, and I never knew what savoring was, and I was doing this all the time. So for the longest time, I'm like, Dad, Mom, I feel this energy while I'm hiking in the woods and going out to dinner with my fiance, and I don't know what it is, but I feel like the higher power is coming within me or something. And after I started researching, positive psychology and positive brain patterns, I found out about savoring. And the aha moment finally came, oh my gosh, I have been savoring this whole time, meaning I have been deepening and prolonging positive experiences. And I had no idea that's what that meant. It's this word savoring. And so I researched more of it, and savoring is an amazing way to build positive brain patterns, and you can do it in the past, present, and the future. So savoring for the past is thinking back on a pleasant event. So for me, I love thinking back to going to the Bahamas with my family, and I'll never forget this Italian restaurant. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember fettuccine alfredo. And they had these beautiful blue plates. And the waiter would always push you in the chair. And that really made my experience. And I always think about that and reflect back to that and deepen that experience that I had as a little girl. Looking through old photos is another great way of savoring, seeing how your kids grew up, all the pets you've had, what vacations you went on, all the goofy photos of maybe someone sticking out their tongue or pouting because they're a little kid and they don't want to take any more pictures, and that's funny. So it's savoring in the past. Those are different examples. Savoring in the present. that could be enjoying time with friends and family. So I personally, I love it. I love watching my dogs run through the hiking trails, and especially right now during the fall, it's just so beautiful. And I prolong that positive experience. I just really embrace it and really appreciate the beauty of what's going on and how grateful I am. And I'm also very good at savoring my food. So when we go out to dinner, I am all about, oh my gosh, this tastes so good, and look at that dessert, and look at that entree. Maybe I should get that for dinner. So savoring is a big thing I have been doing for years. And for the future, it can be setting goals that excite you or visiting family for the holidays. So I thought to myself, oh, I don't really savor in the future. And then I thought about, like, wait a minute. Yes, I do. I get so excited going home for the holidays and going on vacations. And I'm getting married next year, and that's savoring. You're deepening, prolonging the positive experiences that are going to come. And I don't know about you, but being family is one of the best future savoring moments I can experience, because especially now during COVID, you want that support and that comfort and that love. So I am super excited this year to be home with my family for Thanksgiving. Before we move on from savoring, I just want to take a moment to kind of practice savoring in the present moment. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I just want you to think about it and start asking yourself this daily so you can practice savoring more, because it's a effective way to build positive brain patterns. The question I'm going to ask you is, what can you feel grateful about right now? Just think about it. And hang on to that thought, and I want you to go home and then ask your loved one or your child the same thing. And and then tell them about savoring. All right, so fourth strategy to help build positive brain patterns is exercise. I can't stress this enough. Exercise improves so many things, not just your physical health. It really helps with your mental, your emotional, your psychological health. As you can see in my picture, it improves mental health. It improves cognitive functioning and your memory. It can reduce stress, social anxiety, depression. So if you haven't been doing your normal exercising, I know I personally just stopped cold turkey because the gyms were closed, yoga was closed, and that's why I started developing those negative brain patterns, because I was taking a glass of wine instead of exercising. I wasn't navigating those feelings in healthy ways. So please, please, please take the time to exercise, whether it's walking, hiking, stretching, taking your dogs for a walk, playing around with your kids, doing some cool kickboxing class online, doing a Zumba class online. There's so many ways to get exercise in. And it's just very important you keep that up, because it does improve and help build positive brain patterns. Number 5, so meditation, mindfulness. This is something I've really have been trying to practice, because this is a really tough time for our emotions. And when we meditate, we get a clearer picture of our mind and become aware of the thoughts that drive our emotions and actions at that moment. So when we're meditating, we need to become more aware of our thoughts and our emotions. And meditation actually enhances empathy, so being more empathetic with everyone, especially during this time, because it's a very vulnerable period and everyone is feeling vulnerable. So we need to be empathetic and really show empathy to everyone and ourselves. Meditation also, it promotes emotional health and well-being. And right now we really need to take care of ourselves. And that's hard for us because we're people who really just want to, keep going on, keep moving on and not do anything for ourselves, but we really need to. And meditation, it's a natural stress stabilizer. Mindfulness is similar to meditation, but it's a little different. So mindfulness is being aware of our thoughts and feelings in the present moment and recognizing your emotions and allowing these sensations to occur without judging them. So mindfulness is, I think, extremely difficult because it's learning to become aware of those thoughts and those feelings, but don't judge them. It's okay to feel sad right now, but the way you handle that sadness is important. So if you're not handling your sadness in a healthy way, you need to learn, okay, I'm feeling sad. What can I do to allow these sensations to occur in a healthy way? So definitely a great challenge to build positive brain patterns. And I put two pictures down on the bottom. One, they're both apps. And one of the apps is called Headspace. And I love this proves it all, is you need to show your mind some love. Okay, so you need to take a minute, be in the present moment, which is really difficult right now because we want to think of the future and the past, but it's really important we try and learn to live in the present and recognize those emotions and those feelings. And if your mind is overwhelmed and you're feeling these things, show it some love. Go take a walk if you need to, or go listen to some music or something. But this app is really helpful in terms of trying to practice meditation and mindfulness. The second app I'd like to talk to you about is called Calm. And Calm is an app I actually use a couple times a week because it not only has meditation and mindfulness practices, it's got bedtime stories, it has motivational, positive talk. LeBron James is on it. He has a great positive self-talk to get you going for the day. It also has a bunch of things on anxiety. I personally have anxiety, so this has been extremely helpful to manage that feeling, especially during this time, and learning to really live in the present moment and not think about the future. And also it has music, and that helps stabilize your mood. And both of these apps are free. So if you want to take a picture right now, write them down quick. They're great apps to help build those positive brain patterns and help you stay calm and learn to navigate those negative feelings in a healthy way. Yoga, yoga has changed my life by far. I have been living in Oneonta for about 2 years now, and I started yoga about a year ago. And I never have practiced yoga or done yoga or anything like that. And everyone kept telling me, like, this is really good for your anxiety. It really helps with stress. It really manages it. It just does magical things. And I personally started going to Tribe Yoga, which is down below. I reference them just in case anyone's interested. And I am a whole different human being. It has saved my life in terms of handling my stress, managing my emotions, really being in check of what I'm feeling and how to handle it and navigate those feelings. So I personally have experienced great results from hot yoga and warm yoga. And even though yoga, I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought, my bad. This is so difficult, it's so different doing the Zoom thing. And so this is what I meant to say. Yoga is not just, hard practices or being in heat. Yoga is stretching too. So if you're someone who doesn't, want to go to an actual yoga studio, or it's just not your thing, stretching is also yoga. There's so many different types of practices of yoga. So I highly recommend doing some type of stretching or meditation, or if you can, give tribe yoga a chance. It's really great. It's made a huge impact on my mental and emotional health. And as you can see, the psychological benefits of yoga. It really decreases stress. It definitely reduces anxiety. That's from a personal experience. It eliminates hostility. Like people are not as, you don't feel as hostile. It lowers risk of mental health conditions, and it helps heighten your mood and improve intention. So there's tons of free yoga classes online, and you can just Google free yoga classes, and I highly recommend getting into yoga and stretching and doing something, because it helps release that stress. Seventh way to build positive brain patterns is listening to music. I've never not heard someone say, I don't like music. And so this picture with the girl jamming out, I had to put that on there, because if you knew me personally, I'm like, that's me. I'm like, oh yeah, baby, I'm feeling so happy. My man's coming home for dinner. I can't wait to cook. And you know what? I just need to dance it out. And I love music. And it has so many health benefits, and it's a great way to build those positive brain patterns. It helps improve your mood. It reduces stress. It lessens your anxiety. It can ease pains when you're feeling upset or something traumatic happened, like everything that's going on right now. We're all going through this. We have pain. We need that comfort. So if you're feeling down at work, and if you have a pair of headphones, I have mine right here personally. I tell my boss, I gotta go for a walk. Like I need a break, and I'll take my headphones and I will go listen to music and walk around, because I just need to reduce the stress and anxiety and clear my mind, because there's so much going on in today's world. And within 20 minutes of my walk, I feel so much better. And now I can come sit back down at my desk and do my work. So if you have a pair of headphones, you're feeling down, you feel like, hey, I just need to have a dance party right now, go listen to your favorite music. It is a great way to build those positive brain patterns. And lastly is make time for your hobbies. I can't stress this enough right now, because right now it's very easy for us to say we don't have time to do our hobbies, especially because the majority are, if you're a parent, you're trying to do your work, maybe attend these Zoom meetings, plus trying to get your kids signed up on Zoom for their virtual classroom, or, oh my gosh, this day, it's Wednesday, oh my gosh, they're actually going to school, because you're doing a hybrid model. I get it. And professionals, teachers, you're trying to teach your kids while being a parent, while trying to cook it. I mean, it's crazy, and you just feel like there's not enough time to do your hobbies or things that we love. But if we don't find our me time or make space and time in our lives for our hobbies, we can easily start to develop those negative brain patterns. And that's what personally happened to me. My body and my brain was striving and looking for those positive brain patterns. Why aren't you exercising anymore? Why aren't you doing yoga? Why are you feeding me this junk food? Why are you not talking about your feelings? I miss those positive brain patterns. I miss those hobbies. And once I started doing them again, my brain became happier, and I finally got those positive brain patterns back. So it's just really important to maintain a balance and set boundaries to allow time for you to do something that you love. So think about, when's the last time you've cooked your favorite meal, or played your favorite instrument, or played the piano, garden, biked, went and knitted, or did your favorite thing, or played your favorite game. So please, please, please make time for your hobbies, at least a half hour a day. I know that sounds like a lot, but you need to take care of yourself in order to take care of others. So those were the 8 strategies to help build positive brain patterns. Before I wrap up, I have 3 questions for you guys to please respond to. These 3 questions are very important for us to get feedback from because it helps our agency to continue our work and grow so we can help as many people as we can. So please, if you could fill these 3 questions out. The first one is, will you share what you learned? Yes or no? 2, who will you share this information with? 3, what will you share? What information are you going to pass on and share with someone? If you could please email me these responses. My email is down below, abarenfeld@stny.twcbc.com. It would be amazing. And I have a little bribe for you and a little more motivation to push you. If you email me these responses to these 3 questions, I will give you a certification of completion for professional development. So you can show your boss you have been participating in professional development. So please, 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 please fill this out. Take a picture of it right now. Get that phone out, or if you know how to screenshot on your computer, go for it. We just really need this feedback to continue our work. So I'll leave this up for just a minute so you can share or write them down, fill them out, and then email me those. And there's my email again. I want to thank you guys so much for listening to this presentation. If you have any more questions or comments, you can either contact us. We have a website, adaconline.org, or we have a Facebook, or you can continue following us. We try to provide a lot of helpful tips for people's mental health, emotional health, everything. So I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.